Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock. We're going to get started here. So, the first thing I want to remind everybody, I keep saying this, make sure you're going and checking your grade book. The assignment we did yesterday, I didn't put zeros in because at the end of class, if you did not see this, I said I would give you more time today to work on it because we went a little longer on the workshop than I expected, which was fine. We're going to pick up on that assignment we started yesterday, make sure everyone has it done. And if you're done with it already, you can move on to the next thing. But make sure you're checking your grade book for zeros. Make sure you're checking for missing assignments. We do have GoGuardian up and running, so if you have questions, please go to GoGuardian and ask questions there. Otherwise, I've updated our need to knows. I'm going to zoom in on this. Update our need to knows for If I'd Only Known project. Yesterday, we talked about smart research, so we know how to be smart researchers and kind of where we are in the history of research. And then the other thing that we know is we know the profession that we're going to research. We kind of started diving into education training, cost of training, required education, things like that with our research yesterday. But we have just kind of scratched the surface of that. So we're going to continue looking at that a little bit today as we research. But the big thing we're trying to know right now is how do we know if our sources are credible and what is the CRAP test? This is something that Miss Cecil and Miss Carvone came up with and I'm using. And it's basically to see if your sources are crap. So to see if they're credible or if they're crap. And we're going to move on to these others later on this week. So let's jump into what we are doing today. Today, the first thing is we're going to complete benchmark 2, finding sources for my career, my future career. We started this yesterday. So you guys are going to take time to finish that first before you move on to the next thing. But I'm going to show you right now so you can begin working on the CRAP test assignment as soon as you're ready. So let's take a second to look at our assignment from yesterday, benchmark 2, finding sources for my career, my future career, so you can know exactly what we need on that, what we're looking for. Opening up the document and taking a look at that. That was this document where you're finding 4 websites that talk about your future career. So you will need this for the next assignment. So go ahead and go into the assignment just like I did and click on that little box and open up what you were working on. So this way that we attach this makes it really easy for you to find the assignment that you're working on. You don't have to go to Google Docs and search for it. You just go to the assignment where you went ahead and hit submit my work, click on that, and you can look at it. So everyone will need this benchmark 2 for the next thing. Okay, so you have to have this done to be able to move on to the next thing. And you're going to get time. I built in time today, so we're going to have plenty of time to get this done and move on to the next assignment. So you're looking for 4 websites, and the way you did that was you looked at the website that I had linked in the top, and then you searched on that website for your thing. So like on this first one, just to review really quick, in case you're a little lost on it, you go to this website, and then you go and search whatever profession you were looking for, say teacher or welder or whatever, and then they're going to give you links, and you're going to use this. So I'd say, oh, I want to be a high school teacher, and this would be the website that I use for benchmark 2, and I would copy and paste right here and then gather information from it. Okay, so you should be using the website that I gave you, searching for your career, and then that's the website you put into here. Same thing for the second one. You're going to go to the BLS.gov website, search for your profession, copy and paste where you find the actual link to your profession down in this area right here, and then you're going to find 3 facts, okay? I had some people putting Wikipedia sites in here. You're not looking at Wikipedia sites. You're not looking at other websites other than the ones linked that I have here. Now on number 3, you are going to Google, okay? And you're going to go, or Google or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo, whatever you use as a search engine, and you're going to search for a college or a trade school that offers education for your profession, okay? So you're going to go and Google or whatever. Like if you were doing teacher, you do teacher and college, or colleges for teachers or something like that. if you're looking to be a engineer, you do, or electrical engineer, you'd say colleges for electrical engineers or electrical engineer college. And then you're going to paste that college website. So you're looking for an actual college that would be able to go to for your career, and you're going to copy and paste that here. Okay. And then you're going to get 3 facts, statistics, ideas, just general things from that website that pop out to you. Okay. And then the fourth one, you're going to go to indeed.com, and I'll show you this one again, just as a review. And we can go and type in, let's say I want to be teacher. I'm going to type in teacher. And let's say that I want to live in Owensboro or around here. I can find jobs. And let's say it doesn't pop up right away. I can go up here and go within 25 miles. I can make this within 50 miles. I'm willing to drive 45 minutes to an hour to a job. And you can search that way. Okay. But you're going to find one of these links, and you're just going to, once you find that search, copy and paste it in, click on one of these and get information from that. So this is a way to get information about hiring websites. You're going to copy and paste that right there. Okay. So that we started yesterday, and you are going to finish today. Okay. Now I'm going to go over our instructions for the next section right now. So you can go ahead and get started on that as well. So hold on that if you're not done, and you're going to get started on the next thing just so you know what to do, and everyone can start on it when they're ready. Okay. So go back to Echo with me, and you can just watch right now. You don't actually have to open it up yet, but if you want to go ahead and open it up and submit it and have it ready to go, you can do that as well. But we're going to go down to the CRAP test assignment, which is at the very bottom of the project. It's called the CRAP test assignment. Okay. We open that up, and it says, for this assignment, you will be testing the credibility of your sources you found during your work on Benchmark 2, finding sources for my future career. So those 4 sources we just looked at in Benchmark 2 that you're finding, you're going to test their credibility, okay, using the CRAP test. Okay, and you're going to use the Google Doc template link below, just like we have every single other time, the last 3 assignments. So you're going to go create attachment from template, just like we have every time. You're going to go ahead and hit submit my work, and all these instructions are right here. Hit submit my work, and then you're going to come over and you're going to open up this document. So you don't have to do that right now if you're not ready to do it, but look at this with me in Google Meet so I can show you how to do it, okay? And this will make it a lot easier for you whenever you go to do it if you're paying attention to this. And I'll get the video uploaded of me doing this if you need to go back and look at it. Okay, I'm going to open up my Benchmark 2 so I can show you how I'm taking it from there. I shouldn't have closed it. So, all right, so we're looking at the CRAP test. This is that document I opened from the new assignment. I'm going to put myself up here. It's easier to see the document. There you go. So the CRAP test is what we're doing. So the CRAP test, it stands for currency, reliability, authority, and purpose/point of view. Okay, so we're going to do the CRAP test to evaluate if a resource or a website or a book or whatever you're using whenever you're doing research, if it's actually a good source or if it's a bad source. Okay, I did an example for you. Okay, so below are some questions to help you think about whether your research sources are proper for academic writing and whether the research will help you. Okay, just checking some questions here real quick. If you're having trouble with Benchmark 2, I've got a couple of people with questions on here. Hang out on the Google Meet afterwards and we'll go over it some more. Looks like Miss Stockdale's looking at it as well. But going back to this assignment, you are going to take the 4 websites from Benchmark 2 and you're going to copy and paste them into here. So if we go back to Benchmark 2, you're going to do website 1, the website that you got right here. You copy and paste that into website 1, and then website 2, do the same thing. Website 3, do the same thing. Website 4, do the same thing. So you're just pulling that website over so you know that you're checking the credibility of each of those websites, okay? So I did an example one here to show you what it would be like to do the teacher one off of yourfreecareertest.com. Okay, so let me open up that website, and I'm gonna walk you through what I wrote. I already wrote it in there, so we weren't taking a long time to type it. We're gonna bounce back and forth between these two websites. Okay. So the first question, or the first section, is currency. The second section, and they're highlighted in green, is reliability. The third section is authority. And the fourth section, the CRAP, is purpose/point of view. So let's go through each of these questions. And they're simple questions, and I'm looking for simple answers for each of these. So it looks like a lot, but it really isn't that bad. Just do one website at a time, and we'll make sure to get through this, okay? So you're copy and pasting your websites up here, and I've already done an example for you. So let's look at what I did. So for this website, it asked, how recent is the information? Now, I wrote here there is no date for this source. So if I go to this, and I wrote that by looking at the website, and I am scrolling through the website looking for a date. Usually that date is at the bottom, but I'm not seeing any dates. Now I can dig deeper, and I can go to contact information, privacy and terms. I can click on these and try to find a date where they're putting in a date, okay? But I'm not seeing any dates. Let's go to privacy and terms. Still not looking at any dates. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a source that does not have any dates.
So you and I are the only people that have to guard it with your hand.
Will do. Thanks.
But you can also be like me and tuck it at the end.
Nice. Miss Benjamin just dropped in. Yeah. So it's okay to put there is no date for the source, but you really want to search for that source, for that date, okay? But I searched all the different pages, didn't see a date. So I'm going to put there is no date for this source. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a bad source right away. It just means that there's not a date at this time, okay? So the second one, how recently has the website or information been updated? We're just going to dismiss that. Again, there is no date for this source. So if there's no date, then it's not been very recent, okay? And then the third question is the research current enough for your topic, or is it outdated? I said, looking over the information, and I looked at the actual website, thinking that it's talking about, teaching, career teaching, looks like it's pretty up to date. They're not talking about like only pencil and paper. They're talking about like using, computers and things like that. So it's probably not that out of date. It's hard to know because there's no date. So I said the information is most likely not outdated. However, they do not update their system regularly. Okay. Now I found that out because I went to, I think it was privacy and terms, and it was accuracy of materials. Okay. So I dug deep into this, and it said the materials appearing on Rethink Old School Inc.'s website could include could include errors, and they periodically update the material. Okay. So there's no specific time frame commitment. Okay. So long story short, I put this information is most likely not outdated. However, they don't update their system regularly. So just looking at currency, I would say for this resource, it's not doing great. Okay. So as far as the CRAP test goes, not doing great, but let's keep going. Okay. I don't just grade it on currency. I grade it on all of it. Okay. So let's look at reliability. So this question is, what kind of information is included in the resource? Okay. So I looked at the resource, and I'm going back to my main page that I'm researching. What does a high school teacher do? And I'm just going to look at the headings. I'm going to look at some of the information, and I'm going to try to say, what is this trying to tell me? Okay. And what I wrote in here is that it is trying to tell me that the source includes information pertaining to how to become a high school teacher, job description of a high school teacher. So just tell me about being a high school teacher. Okay. And it says you must read this closely. You're looking for the big ideas, like what is it trying to tell you? And it's trying to tell me how to be a high school teacher. The next one is the content of the source based primarily on opinion? No, the content of the is not based on opinion. So is it fact or opinion? And it is not based on opinion. It's based on fact. Whenever I look at this, it is just talking about what a teacher does. It doesn't talk about like what they think a teacher does or specific, just a few teachers and what they did. They're talking in big generalities and using facts. Okay. So does the author provide reference or research sources for data or quotations? So do they provide other sources? So I can read through and see, are they talking about according to this research, according to this, or do they have at the bottom citations? So this right away tells me, yes, they have citations. They're using the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so a government website, another government website, Department of Labor. So this is yes. So I can go back and say, yes, the author provides sources and references. So they're doing a good job providing the context in which they found this information. So if I go back and look at reliability, this is 2 thumbs up. It's doing a great job on reliability. It's talking about what I need to know. It's not opinion based, and it's using references. Okay, it's quoting authority. Okay, so now we're going to go into the actual authority of the document. And it says, who is the creator author? I'm going to go back and look for an author's name, okay? And there is not one on this page. And that's okay. A lot of websites won't have authors' names. Now, that hurts its credibility, but we're going to put in here, there is no author mentioned, okay? And I'm going to go down to the next section, and it says, does the author possess authority to speak and or write about their topic? Now, if there was an author and the author was, sorry, hold on. If there was an author and the author was a professor of education or a teacher or someone that's been in the teacher workforce or a government official that did all this work researching education, how to become a teacher, then I could put in here that it's a great authority. They know what they're talking about. But there is no author mentioned, so I don't really know. And probably for your sources, it's going to be kind of the same. Okay, but this is something you need to be thinking about when you're looking at your sources. All right, the next one. Who is the publisher and or sponsor of the research? So the publisher is going to be the website. Your free career test is the sponsor of the research. And then I'm going to say the publisher states that its interest is to help students find careers in colleges. So where did I find that? I went down to content and information, and I'm looking deeper into the website. So why are they doing this? About free career test and contact information. So you can see in this reading, this is where they're saying we want to have students be able to access college information, why we did this, how was it created, who is it for. So this tells me all about that, yes, that the publisher interest is in helping students. So what is the publisher putting this information out? It's wanting to help students find their careers in colleges, which is a good thing. Next one, does it make sense that this particular publisher would endorse such research? Yes, they are attempting to help students and make connections with colleges. So it makes sense that someone that's doing career tests are trying to help people get into colleges and do this information. Are there advertisements on the website? If we go back, there are. Okay, there are advertisements over here about Campus Explorer. There's advertisements in this side right here, finding a program, an area of study, of finding a college. Now, if we go back to the CRAP test, it says that if so, chances are that it's not a reliable choice because they're receiving funding from private donors. However, they are only using colleges that might help students research information. So the advertisements that they're doing are for colleges, and that makes sense for this source. So if we go back and look at all of this, the authority of this website is great. It's really good. Although we don't have an author, we see that why they're doing this and how they're doing this means that they're doing a good job with as far as the authority. They're connecting you with colleges. They're using good sources, so on and so forth. And the last thing is the purpose or point of view. Okay, is the research source fact or opinion? Okay. The information is fact. Okay. If we look over here, they are not saying this in an opinion way. We already established that it's not an opinion. When they're talking about teaching, it is facts about like how to become a teacher, what you need to do. It's not what they think or what they're guessing at. Is the information biased? Does the author use expressions like I think or I believe? No, there's no bias in this that we can see. They're not saying that I think teaching is the best job. They're not saying I think you should go to this certain college because it's the best for teachers. They're not saying that. Okay, and the last question is the creator or author trying to sell you something? No. However, they are providing links to colleges, but they're not trying to say one college is the best or you only need to go to this one college. So they're not trying to sell anything. So purpose or point of view, it's looking really good. Okay, so if we go through and we say they're good on purpose, they're good on authority, they're okay on authority, I guess. Reliability, they're really good. And then on currency, they're kind of weak. Overall, you can see that they did not fail the CRAP test. They didn't do 100%. It's not the best source out there, possibly, but it's not a terrible source. Now, I know this is a lot of questions. Mainly, I want you to be thinking about this. So whenever I go to grade this, what I'm looking for is that you put your sources at the top, okay? It's number one. You put your sources at the top, and then you went through and did your best in answering these questions, okay? If you don't understand a question or you can't find the information, explain that in the blank. Say, I couldn't find the information. But I know on some of these websites, it's not that difficult to find the information, okay? I know that your Indeed website, maybe your college website might be tough to find some of this stuff, but I want you thinking about it, reflecting on it, and just mainly thinking about, are these good sources for you to use? And here's the real answer. All of these sources are good sources because I gave them to you. I gave you the base website. So when you're doing this, you should be able to find most of this information out because it's probably a good website because I gave you the link to it. I've looked at these websites hundreds of times. They're probably pretty good websites, okay? So going back to Echo, the two things that you need to do today, we're about to let you go work. Number one is you need to make sure benchmark 2 is finished. Finding your sources. You have 4 sources, and you gathered a little bit of information from each. So you have 4 sources. And then number 2 is you're starting the CRAP test. Make it a goal to get at least 2 of the websites done, and you got an hour left in class. You shouldn't have an issue getting at least 2 of the 4 websites, maybe even 3 or 4 done. I might give you a little bit more time tomorrow to work on this, but you should get a majority of this done. Keep working forward, okay? So if you have questions, I will be in the Google Meet, or you can type them into Echo or into GoGuardian, okay? So if you have questions, hang out in the Google Meet. If you don't, you guys have a good day. Keep working.